બસ એક વાર એક મોકો આપો. જીવનભર તમારો ભાઈ બનીને રહીશ.
In many ways, it's an interesting election in Gujarat because the BJP is trying to hold on to power in a state that it has already been in power for 27 long years. What's the Congress's strategy? Is it a silent campaigner? And how does Aam Aadmi Party stepping in make a difference? Abhishek Dey joins us for more on that. Abhishek, AAP was there in the contention last time, but it didn't really have so much to show. Is it really going to be a challenger this time? What do you think?
In Gujarat, it's definitely a tricorner fight this time. Last time in 2017, AAP had contested many elections in many other states. The AAP had also contested in Punjab, but it did not manage to win Punjab. They stood up as they ended up being the principal opposition party, even in Punjab. A lot has changed since 2017.
તમે મને તમારો ભાઈ માનો છો ને? આપના પરિવારનો હિસ્સો માનો છો ને?
AAP won the Delhi election with a huge majority for the second consecutive term. And since then, the party has been very aggressively investing on an expansion campaign. I think winning the Punjab polls earlier this year has given a much needed boost to the party's ongoing expansion campaign. Currently, they're investing a lot in Gujarat. Their entire Delhi machinery is invented in Gujarat. The local Gujarat machinery is in Gujarat. They actually, I mean, Kejriwal and his key aides are all invested in Gujarat at this point. So when AAP means Gujarat in 2022, they mean business.
And is it also an attempt to get a national status as a party? Is that also why Gujarat is the focus, or you're saying that's immaterial?
Much more than that, actually. If the focus was only to become a national party, technically on paper, they could have invested much of their resources in a smaller state like Himachal and got X percentage votes and become a state party in Himachal to eventually become a national party because they're already state party in 3 states now. Doing good in Gujarat, I'm very carefully using the term doing good. I'm not speculating results. Doing good in Gujarat gives much, has much broader consequences in many ways. It happens to be Prime Minister Narendra Modi's home state, Union Home Minister Amit Shah's home state. So when you do, good in Gujarat, it sends a much bigger message for your further expansion plans, and it happens to be a very solid stronghold of the BJP. They have been in power in Gujarat for 27 years now. When you put a dent on that record, it reflects that how serious you are in your political expansion plan. So it's much beyond just becoming a national party on paper. It means a lot more.
All right, let's turn our focus a little bit to the campaign itself that Aam Aadmi Party is running in Gujarat and the choice of Isudan Gadvi. If you could dwell a little bit on that. You also talked about how there was a transition for him from a very popular TV anchor to him actually deciding to take up politics. And tell us a little bit about that journey because, there are very interesting anecdotes that you have on that.
Mr. Gadvi joined the Aam Aadmi Party much later. He has joined the Aam Aadmi Party in June 2021. The party had people in Gujarat. There were, people who have been working in Gujarat for a relatively longer period. Mr. Gadvi essentially comes from a journalism background. So much before he joined politics, he was already a household name in the state. He used to do a very popular show called Mahamanthan, more of a debate kind of thing, in which he used to, usually take up issues from unemployment to farm crisis and talk about marginalized communities in the state, etc., etc. So he had established himself as a journalist. He was a known face on TV that way. Comes the pandemic, he was very actively invested in kind of helping people during the 2 lockdowns in 2020 and 2021. Specifically 2021, when the Delta wave happened across India, and Gujarat was doing no better than any other states, and there was a lot of problem. People were not getting beds, and Gadvi was very visible. He was using his he was seen using his social media capital to use a lot of to help people as much as he could back then. And he was yet to join a political party. I just happened to have met him twice in Delhi. He was in Delhi, and he's very vocal about talking about his transformation, how he came into politics. Because he said, I still remember, he is very particular about that, how that Delta wave, and he himself having been affected, his mother being affected, and then surviving the Delta wave and helping people in such large numbers, changed something in him. And from a journalist, from being a journalist to being into social work, was indeed a stepping stone for the next step, which was politics.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about the other person who probably was the more well-known person before Mr. Gadvi's name was announced, which is Gopal Italia, and what really happened with him in that case.
Mr. Italia has been with AAP for some time. He has been with AAP for a longer period than Mr. Gadvi has been. He is younger. He is only 33. Mr. Gadvi is 40. Mr. Italia also knows Gujarat very well. He comes from the Patel community. So he also has that, mass community backing that way. So I think he still was a strong contender till a few weeks ago. And then if you remember, those videos emerged, those old videos, which Ape said those happen to be older videos anyway. But as far as perception is concerned, I think that affected a lot in terms of his chances of being there in the race. So I think choosing Mr. Italia at this point at the CM candidate, which even many senior AAP leaders admit could have backfired for the AAP in many possible ways. So I think the Aam Aadmi Party sees a solid bet in Mr. Isudan Gadvi rather at this point, at a point when the party is essentially acting as a something. I mean, they're pushing for a change, a big change in Gujarat, much like the strategy that they adopted when they contested elections in Punjab. So we are a party of change, and I think for that, they are essentially projecting Mr. Gadvi as the face.
There's always a question with Aam Aadmi Party, who is it going to impact more? Are they going to play spoiler? These are questions that usually come up at a time when Aam Aadmi Party has not been a serious contender in the previous elections. It's come up again in Gujarat as well. BJP largely seen as an urban party. Will Aam Aadmi Party impact them more in the urban seats, because Congress also traditionally has been stronger in the rural belts of Gujarat? What's your sense on that?
So even if we keep Gujarat aside for some time, if you look at the pattern of Aam Aadmi Party's expansion, you'll get to see that wherever Aam Aadmi Party has expanded, they have often eaten into the Congress's vote share. That has also happened in Punjab. In Gujarat, however, the party claims that they see a large demographic chunk, which happens to be very, very strong supporters of the BJP ideologically, but then they're also very disgruntled with many things, for instance, unemployment, price rise, etc. So the Aam Aadmi Party at this point claims that their rise in Gujarat cannot entirely be attributed to the Congress's potential fall. They also see much room in BJP's vote share in the state.
All right, that will be an interesting contest to watch. Will Aam Aadmi Party emerge as a real challenger? How much will it damage votes, or will it really impact the BJP or the Congress? That's something that we'll know on the 8th of December.